I'm Brendan here from Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life, gbhbl.com for sure. And it is, of course, track by track time. And we are looking at The Devil Wears Prada's Dead Throne, the fourth studio album by the American metalcore band, released September 13th, 2011 through Ferret Music. Were you familiar with this album before we gave this a go?
No, familiar with the band, but never listened to them, never wanted to.
Oh, really?
Never, ever even gave them a chance.
Ooh. This is the album that got me into them.
Well, yeah, no album got me into them purely because I never listened to it, but yeah.
Okay, it'll be interesting to see what you think as we go through it then, which we're about to do. We kick off with Dead Throne, the title track. For me, dark, terrifying build-up, very cinematic. And the eruption of heaviness more than delivers. Wickedly savage, frenetic riffing, meaty as fuck percussion. It is just a boom intro start.
Yeah, I really liked the beginning in particular. I thought the intro was insane. Intro to this song, not just to the album. Really, really heavy, really quite brutal actually, and I wasn't expecting that.
Okay.
I like a lot of the backing stuff that's going on. I did find as it went on that it gets a little bit messier. And I definitely prefer the deeper vocals to the higher vocals.
Fair.
But overall, I thought it was really, really good. Lots of good stuff, like the melodic build-up that comes just before the chorus. And yeah, it piqued my interest. I was like, oh, okay, what's going on here? I thought you guys were meant to be shit.
Untitled. There's a bit more stomp to this thanks to a blistering drum beat. But there's also some top drawer riffing here. It's got a certain level of catchiness. But for me in this track, the breakdowns are where it's at. This is what I like about this, man. Those breakdowns, awesome shit.
Yeah, I didn't really... this was a bit of a song of moments for me, really. So I thought the drumming was great. And it has some strong moments, but I'm not loving the vocal lines all the time.
Right.
They're like they're like some sort of shouted cleans. Like they're shouted, but they're very clean. And that feels out of place to me, which is a bit of a shame because I like everything else that's going on. I like the riffs, I like the pace, I like the energy, I like the clean ending.
Yeah.
The vocals generally are good, but I just felt like sometimes they were in the wrong place, and I was like, oh, I don't really know. Like, shut up! What are you singing for? Shut up! And then I did write down. I do remember this quite specifically actually when I was writing this bit out because I remember getting to a point like when it ended thinking like, fuck me, that was a really long song. I wasn't expecting it to be that long, and then I looked and it had only been 3 minutes.
Oh, it's this
and I was and I was like, oh shit, because it felt like it had been like 6 or 7, like a really long one,
Oh, okay, all right, okay, mammoth.
Yeah,
mammoth then. Seriously chunky stuff, serious intensity with some nice groove, and for me a wicked chorus. The clean vocals are really prominent here, fully prominent, and I think they work really, really well. I'm a big fan of this track.
Yeah, I was a bit hot and cold on this one, to be honest with you. I like the sort of industrial edge to the riff. And I think, again, the drums were really, really good. Something I found a lot over this album, actually, that the drumming was really solid. Didn't really like the disjointed rhythm. It's got a kind of progressive offbeat sort of thing going on. And again, some of the clean shouting, it's obviously going to be a problem for me with this band because it's obviously a thing that they're doing. It's come up 2 or 3 times now already, and it's like, oh, I don't like it. I love the chorus though. The chorus is fantastic, and it was nice to see something a bit different with a bit more guitar melody in that. So that really was the win for me, the chorus.
Yeah, it's interesting as say you've got this issue with these clean shouted vocals, is that they're not going away.
No.
But Vengeance, this is a bit more filthy vocals, and I like that here. Some seriously mental roars and screams going on here. Furious shit. Fitting a beastly headbanger perfectly. Again, another track. I'm just really enjoying this album.
This one was a bad one for me. I didn't like this one.
Okay.
I didn't like really didn't like the intro at all. While I liked the drums, I just thought it sounded shit with the weird stuttering, squeaky guitar, muted, kind of palm muted notes. Really didn't like it, and that killed the song for me quite early on. Chorus pretty good, but just at times for me, it tries to be a little too clever and a little too over technical when it's not really, doesn't really need to be. And I think by the time it ended, I was kind of glad it ended. I found it quite dull and boring and irritating to listen to after a while.
Oof, we are.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're quite opposite on this, but there you go. RIT, a pit opener, stompy as fuck, some nice guitar shrieks with a light touch of effects here and there are a bit of miss for me. It's one of the few tracks where I'm like, okay, something's not working as well for me here. They're just not needed. It's the sort of thing when I heard them, I was like, why the fuck have they put those there? That's just weird. The guitars, though, are holding their own. It's kind of what keeps the track chugging along nicely for me. It's just those, they're very subtle, but they're there, effects.
Yeah, another struggle for me, to be honest with you. I like the intro. The intro to it's pretty cool.
Cool.
A bit chunkier, a bit of groove to it. I started finding that the vocals across the album up to this point were becoming a bit samey for me now. Again, the drums were cool. I didn't mind the little added sort of synth noises. It was okay, but only because I think that for me it was something different now. The song as a whole, though, I really felt like it just didn't flow. I really didn't quite get it as a song. And occasionally it was set and I'd be like, oh, I quite like this. But then I actually wrote this word. This is very old school. I wrote, but it quickly descends into tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery. Those damn kids. Oh man, we're like halfway through this. You had a long one with this then.
Yeah.
My questions, very short and sweet for me. Killer riff work with that cinematic edge again. I like it.
Yeah, this is the weird thing with this album for me is actually because around this time the album actually started improving for me.
Okay.
So I had a real struggle to get to this point, but now things started looking up a bit. So I really liked my questions. I thought it had a strong intro. Loved the guitar work. The chorus is catchy, and again the drums really, really impress. I like the little atmospherics in the back too. There is a lot going on. That's the one thing I would say. There's a shitload going on at once. It's one of the better tracks for me, even though there is a blah moment in it. Even with that, I still thought this was one of the best tracks I'd heard on the album to this point.
Okay, cool. Kansas, lower tempo, bit more melodic with deepening heaviness as it goes on. It's kept mostly instrumental, barring a sort of spoken word segment, which is quite nice. This is all about the guitars and drums for the most part.
Yeah, and that was a big win for me on this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed, I guess, a bit of a palate cleanser almost, something to freshen things up for me a little bit. Guitars are great, drums are great. A little bit of synth in the backing works quite well, it's not overused. I was, really, really strong track, and I was sad to hear it end.
We're born to lose. We're back to the furious heaviness. And for me, this is up there as the Devil Wears Prada at the most furious. The machine gun firing of the drums is so damn good here. I also think the vocals are spitting absolute fire here. Utter savagery. Love this track.
Yeah, same. Unsurprising, I suppose, really, with this sort of style. Love the fact that after the sort of palate cleanser, that this was the one that came next, which was, it's an angry song, it really is quite furious. Riffs are great. It's got a nice rhythm to it as well. That's the thing at points. It's really, really heavy, but it's got like a head-banging rhythm. You can sort of see yourself like nodding along with it. Good chorus. Just a really strong song. Really enjoyed that one.
Awesome. Forever Decay, fast and energetic. For me, there's clearly they're not messing with the formula too much here. It's another slab of heaviness with a dirtier edge, a little less refined, but still on the upper levels of classy deathcore. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's deathcore, but it's still quite produced and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was another one I really liked, so strangely enough, because I pointed out 3 times in a little bit that I wrote about it that this track's very busy.
Okay.
But I didn't mind this time around. Again, drums are great, guitars are great. The back-end sort of stuff that they have, which comes up quite a lot on the songs. Like, by this point, you realise it's coming up quite a lot. At first, when I was hearing it, I was like, oh, that's different. but now it's like it's not different anymore. But I really liked it here. I thought it really, really worked. You know, I was 100% sold on it. The ending minute of this song was the thing that won it for me. It was, I really, really loved the ending minute, strangely. You know, it's just got this sort of like nice, catchy, but still energetic rhythm, and then the drums keep kind of building up and building up and building up. And I love that about it. Yeah.
Did you like listen to one half of this album, the first half, when you were pissed off? Then when I listened to the second half when you were in a better mood or something?
No, I think what happened is that because it's a reasonably long album.
It is 40 minutes.
And I think what happened is that the first track on the album, Dead Throne, threw a bit of a curveball at me, as in like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, because I probably came into this with some preconception thinking, oh my God, it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
And then I listened to that and I was like, fuck me, that's heavy. But then I don't think the next 4 or 5 songs get anywhere near that. They turn into a bit of a convoluted mess. So by then I was starting to give up. So the thing that turned it for me really was my question, because for some reason I like that song. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, cool. So it's not going to be another half an hour of the same shit. I found some stuff I like. So I started feeling optimistic again, you know?
Okay, that's cool. Well, we got something different in Chicago. Mellow guitar, slower drum beats with screamo style vocals. Everything hits a little heavier in the chorus, but it's the most mellow track we've heard so far.
Yeah, I don't like it. I was back to I don't like it now. I get the idea, and I thought it was clever to put a break in the album at this point. You know, they've done another few heavy tracks in a row, got a couple more songs to go. So structurally, it totally made sense to me. I didn't have any problem with anything in particular, like the music. Some of the music's fine, the drums are fine, and all that. But I found it immensely boring overall.
There you go. If you're feeling it, if you're bored, they've done wrong. Constance, the machine gun drums are back, the meaty riffs, the frenzied vocals with clean singing here and there. For me, it's a wow track. Although I found out afterwards that Tim Lambesis guests on this track, and I generally didn't know where I couldn't work out where. I was like, yeah, where was he in that? Because that's the thing, his vocal style and As I Lay Dying isn't that fucking far removed from the heavier side of Devil Wears Prada. So it's like, if he's singing like that, if that's what he's doing, how am I supposed to pick him out?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't pick him out, so much so that I mean, I've made one statement that is 100% wrong then, because I don't. But firstly, I'm not a fan of the song particularly, right? Okay. I didn't dislike it at all. I just thought it was an okay song. It's a bit of a filler track, and I wrote specifically, nothing happens on this song that I haven't already heard a million times across this album. But if Tim Lambesis is on it, then that absolutely something did.
But apparently it didn't, because I didn't notice that you didn't notice that. I read it afterwards. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did not work. Penultimate track, Pretenders. And for me, I'm running out of ways to describe heaviness at this point, because we have reached that point where it's not so much that it all sounds the same, it's just the formula's working, we're right at the end, it's not going to change. And this is simply another banger with all the head-crushing weight of Devil Wears Prada's intensity. I love this album.
Yeah, and I was the same as Constance on this one a little bit for me. You know, don't find anything wrong with this song in particular. I just didn't find anything that was really kind of capturing me or exciting me. Another one I felt was, you know, not in a negative way particularly, but like, you know, the riffs are good, the drums are good, the chorus is good. You know, it's not a bad song. It's just another one of the many kind of middling songs I found across the album.
Which is completely fair. I completely get where you're coming from. But we end with Hold Fast, and it's one final epic, and again, a more cinematic heavyweight to wrap things up. It's a solid ass closer, not setting the world alight or anything like that, or even compared to some of the better songs on the album. But it's just like, yep, that's good. I'm fine.
I started off like really on with this one. I was like, oh, that's better. I really, really loved the intro. The guitars in it are great. The riffs are great. But the chorus in this song is the thing that kills it for me, to be honest with you, because the whole song had a bit of a feel of epic. And then the chorus comes and you kind of feel like it's going to really go into town, but it falls flat to me. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for the first time actually in the album, because a lot of the time I found in songs, even where I was confused, often the chorus was a bit of a saving grace. Whereas on this one, it's the other way around. I thought the verses were insane, intense, punchy, powerful. And then whenever the chorus here, it was just like flat and killed the song a little bit for me at the end.
Okay. See, yeah, we definitely got opposing views in this, because for me, there isn't a bad track in this album. I think it's brilliant most of the way through. Most songs are great. Some songs are good. So, that's, yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I don't hate anything on it. I don't think I even dislike anything on it. But considering there's 13 tracks in it,
yeah,
I easily found my 3, but I would have struggled to add a 4th because everything else was just, oh, that's okay.
Okay.
All
right, well, what are your 3 then?
This is quite telling for the whole album thing for me, to be honest, because my 3 come one after the other.
Oh, right.
So my 3 are My Questions, Kansas, and Born to Lose.
Of course, that was a little period in this track by track where you
that's when my optimism came back, and then it died after that.
We've got one of the same, which is Born to Lose, but my other 2 is the title track, Dead Throne, and Mammoth from earlier on in the album. It's, different view, but if you've got one, let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror, and heavy metal. What else is life for?